Thank you very much. No, I'm good. If I do,
The March 10th, 2015 regular meeting of the Mentor Exempted Village Board of Education is called to order. This meeting is being held in accordance with Section 3313.15 of the Ohio Revised Code. Mr. Wilson, will you please call the roll?
Mrs. Briner?
Here.
Ms. Jisling?
Present.
Ms. Miller?
Here.
Mr. Shaw, recorded absent. Mr. Tuttle?
Here. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I would like to welcome everyone to the March 10th, 2015 regular meeting of the Mentor Exempted Village Board of Education. Prior to this evening, each board member has received for their review and consideration the agenda and materials associated with each agenda item for the board's approval via the district's paperless Board of Education agenda system, Board Docs. The public can access the agenda through the school district's website. The agenda is available through the district's website for public viewing the Sunday prior to the board meeting. Board members have the opportunity to call the superintendent and chief financial officer for information concerning agenda items and to request, if needed, additional information. There are two places on the agenda when the board entertains comments from the community. The first hearing of the public is dedicated to those who wish to address the board on agenda items only. The second hearing of the public is dedicated to those who wish to address the board on any subject, whether it is an item on the agenda or another issue. When addressing the board, please state your name. Comments are limited to 3 minutes. Please address your questions to the president. This meeting is being televised on a delayed basis and will be shown on Time Warner Cable Channel 96.96 in Mentor and Channel 96.22 in Mentor-on-the-Lake. This meeting can also be found on our YouTube channel, Cardinal TV, Mentor, Ohio. Please place your mobile telephones on silent mode during the meeting. Thank you. Do we have a motion approval of the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Please call the roll, Mr. Wilson.
Ms. Jisling?
Yes.
Mrs. Briner?
Yes.
Ms. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Tuttle?
Yes. Next on the agenda, hearing of the public on agenda items only. Anyone? Having none, Mr. Miller.
Thank you. Mr. President and members of the board, I am recommending approval of consent agenda items 5A1 through 5A5.
So moved. Second.
Any questions? Please call the roll, Mr. Wilson.
Mrs. Briner?
Yes.
Ms. Miller?
Yes.
Ms. Jisling?
Yes.
Mr. Tuttle?
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. President, members of the board, we have several outstanding students being recognized this evening who have excelled scholastically and artistically. This is Cardinal pride at its best. Mr. Wade, Mr. Porter, and Mrs. Briner will make the presentations.
Mr. President, members of the board, Mr. Miller, and Mr. Wilson, I'm proud to recognize Victoria Rikacheski, if she'd come up on stage with me tonight, for her outstanding performance on the ACT College Admission and Placement Exam. She earned the highest possible score of a 36, which is so rare that less than 0.1% of students who take this test earn this high score. Furthermore, we'll be formally recognizing Victoria next month as a National Merit Finalist. She's an exceptional young lady and student who we're very proud of, and we wish her luck and continued success on all of her accomplishments. So please help me in giving Victoria a round of applause.
Good evening, Mr. President, members of the board, Mr. Miller, Mr. Wilson. Again, this year, the district spelling competition showcased an impressive group of spellers at each level. We are proud to acknowledge them this evening as either champions or runners-up at their respective grade levels. The following students would come forward, please, and remain here on stage until we recognize all the winners. Our grade 4 winner, Daniel Casey from Sterling Morton Elementary. Our grade 5 winner, Vincent Miranda, Lake Elementary School. If we could just line up right in front of the stage as you come up. Grades 6, 7, and 8, we have alternates and winners. Grade 6, our alternate, Nathan Rolfus from Ridge Middle School. The winner of grade 6, Bethany McVeigh from Shore Middle School. Our grade 7 alternate, Travis Frame from Ridge Middle School, could not be here this evening.
Good for you.
Grade 7 winner, Grace Kruger from Shore Middle School. Grade 8, our runner-up is Anna Zdrojewski from Memorial Middle School. And our winner of grade 8 from Shore Middle School also, Jack Rigo. And for this next part, we're going to keep the spellers up here for a couple minutes while we do this next part. If Mr. Baker, if he's here, can join us up on stage. The winners of each level met at the conclusion of their grade level Bs in order to determine just one district winner from what began as approximately 3,000 potential spellers. Tonight, we also recognize our top 2 in the district, and we have Mr. Baker, the principal from Shore, up here with us because both our runner-up and our champion are from Shore this year. Our district runner-up is Bethany McVeigh from Shore Middle School. Come on back over, Bethany. You can go right back here again. And our district champion, and I'll say he finished 4th in the county in a very competitive County B with about 19 other students, Jack Rigo from Shore Middle School. Good job, Jack. One final round of applause, please, for all of our spellers. Thank you. Okay, spellers can return to their seats. And now for our Cardinal Challenge team, 2015. Our 3 middle schools squared off against each other in our friendly but competitive Cardinal Challenge. This event challenges the knowledge, quick thinking, and trivia expertise of students around the district. For the 2nd year in a row, Ridge Middle School came out on top. First of all, we'd like to have representing Ridge administration this evening, Mrs. Kinsey is unable to be with us, but Assistant Principal Mr. McHenrick is here. We'd ask him to join us on stage. And the advisor for the program, Miss Alicia Williams, if she's here, she can come up on stage with us. And if the 6th, 7th, and 8th graders tonight, when your name is called, please join us on stage. Also, as you just saw, if you could shake the hands of the board members and wait on stage here until everybody joins you, that would be great. Our 6th graders from Ridge, Jayun Patel, Nathan Rolfus,
Great job.
Siddharth Vagasia, Seventh graders from Ridge, David Gagne, Paige Johnson, Jade Opalik Sarli, Januk Patel, Andrew Smith. And our 8th graders from Ridge, Dylan Gilbert, Colin Langdon. Daniel Lippick. And Charles Marshall. And let's give a round of applause for our Ridge Middle School team. Thank you and congratulations.
Oh, we didn't have that.
Mr. President, members of the board, Mr. Miller and Mr. Wilson, the Career Tech Education Department and the Interactive Media class are proud to announce two of our students, Alyssa Languth and Cassandra Yee, have been chosen as top 10 award winners for the 2014 Take Action video contest sponsored by the Ohio Attorney General's Office and the Ohio Council for Economic Education, with Mentor High School senior Alyssa Languth taking second place in the statewide competition and securing the prize of a $1,500 scholarship. If Alyssa and Cassandra would join me on stage, and as they do so, I would ask Mr. Estes to play their video, please.
Hi, I'm Molly. I'm Molly too. Well, not really. I just stole her identity. Well, that's okay. It's not like she's really me. I can still go shopping and use all my credit cards. So can I. But if I use your credit cards, I don't have to pay for anything that I buy. Alright, but I'm still covered. My insurance will take care of me if I get sick or injured. My insurance dropped me for being too reckless or something like that. But with your name and excellent medical records, I can be covered too. Okay, but you're still not me. True, not in the flesh. Oh, and by the way, I got into some trouble the other day and used your information on the forums. Congratulations, you now have a criminal record. Wait, what? To protect yourself from identity theft, be sure to use complex passwords, shop on secure websites, and only share your personal information with trustworthy people and businesses. Victims of identity theft and consumer fraud should contact the Ohio Attorney General's office at 880-282-0515 or at www.ohioattorneygeneral.gov.
Don't fall for online marketplace scams. They can steal consumer identities or money. So don't send payment before you are sure it is not a scam if you are shopping online. It is always best if you do so locally and meet the seller in a public area with someone with you. If you have found any marketplace scams, please call the Ohio Attorney General's office at 800-282-0515 or visit www.ohioattorneygeneral.gov.
That was really great. Wonderful job.
Great screen presence.
Artwork is selected for the annual Lake and Geauga County Junior and Senior High School Art Show for 2015 from over 500 pieces of artwork from both Lake and Geauga County school grades 7 through 12. Judges from the show were art professors, local artists, and former art educators. The exhibition was coordinated through the students' art teachers and held in the Gallery of Lakeland Community College this February. Mentor secondary students who took the top following cash awards. Best in grade 10, Tori Indre. Tori, you would come up, please. Best in grade 8, Jordan Robb. Best in grade 9, Sean Kidd. Tori was also best in Lake County 7 through 9. Best in grade 11, Shauna Leganke. Best of Show 7 through 9 and Judges Award, Christine Busey. Judges Award and Lakeland Talent Grant winner, Carolina Kane. Let's give these students a round of applause, please.
I still have your autograph in my office.
Great job. Congratulations. There's that smile. Good for you. Nice job. It's wonderful. Great job. Keep it up.
The Benny Awards through the Cleveland Graphic Arts Council is an annual graphic arts contest for high school students where graphic arts works in the categories of printing and graphic design are judged. Cash awards and recognition plaques were presented during the Hall of Distinction ceremony in January. This competition is viewed as a valuable experience for any student interested in pursuing a career in the graphic arts field. Mentor High School printmaking students took these top awards. Printing competition, first place, Kiana Pescar. Second place, Carolina Kane. And Kiana also took a third place award. For the graphic design competition, second place, Megan Narisi, and Megan also received a Lakeland Talent Grant winner. Let's give these students also a round of applause.
Very nice.
And you may have noticed, if you haven't, their artwork is on display to my left, your right, depending on which way you're facing. I would encourage you to check it out. The arts program at Mentor High School is phenomenal, and our students do an exceptional job, led by a great group of art educators that many of them are here with us today, and we appreciate you coming out, so thank you very much. And congratulations again to these students.
Thank you, Mr. Wade, Mr. Porter. Congratulations to all those students. Job well done, to say the least. At this time, Mr. Lynch will give us an update on the Straight A Grant initiatives.
Good evening, members of the board, Mr. Tuttle, Mr. Miller, Mr. Wilson. I appreciate, again, the opportunity to give you an update on the progress of the Straight A grants. Each month I try to use a different program to give the board an update, and I thought this month we would try a program that is very popular in our schools called Kahoot. Now, I think there is certainly a group of students here that will have the advantage of playing this. Those Cardinal Challenge students, I hope that you have a phone or a device that you will be able to join us for our game. The key, before we start our Kahoots, as we move towards a blended learning model, probably one of the most important parts is the piece of assessment. Because in order to structure each lesson that the students are going to come and be a part of, the teacher has to know where those students' level is. So using a Kahoot gives a teacher a great amount of information about the progress the students are making on the content they are learning. So tonight, we are going to do a Kahoot around our Straight A grant and the happenings of the last month. So the first thing that I need you to do is, if you have a device, please take it out. Let's use it. And I would like you to go to your web browser and type in kahoot.it. Kahoot.it. And once you are there, you're going to wait. And once you are there, you are going to put in your code, which your code is 199032. They are then going to ask you for your name. Now, you can remain anonymous or make up a name that you want to put in there. Mr. Miller or board members, if you want us to know how well you know the Straight A grant, you would put in your regular name. If not, you might want to use an alias. I see Mr. Wade is brave enough to put his name in there. Mr. Miller is up there. Everybody is joining our Kahoot. So I would encourage everyone in the audience to join us as well.
How many people have prior knowledge of your question?
Nobody. Nobody in this room has prior knowledge of these questions. And I will tell you that some of them you will have to guess on. Others you might be able to listen closely to what I am saying and then use it in a future question. So I wish everyone luck. I have offered anybody on the administrative team, if they win, that I will buy them lunch. We'll see. Or dinner. All right, I'll give you 30 more seconds to join. People are running in to get their Kahoots in. I will tell you, I've witnessed this many times in our middle school, our elementary classrooms, and our high school classrooms, a very popular program amongst our students. High level of engagement. They remember the content that is on here. I'm going to give a few more seconds here, and then we're going to begin. After each question, I am going to give you a little bit of an update, so we'll have some time. If you didn't do well on the first question, you have a chance to regroup and do well on the second one. All right, 37 players. Hopefully you are in. We are going to start.
You should name this one.
15 seconds to make your choices.
How do you know if you get it right?
10 more going in. We have 37 players. The balance of our straight A grants. That is everybody.
You could only do one answer. You can't change your answer.
So we have highlighted the correct answer. Our balance as of March 1st is we have $5,626,000 left in our straight A grant. For those of you that don't know, the straight A grant for Mentor, we had just over $12 million as part of this grant. So far, we have spent $6 million of the grant. We have some of it encumbered. The largest amount we have encumbered is for our Professional Development Center out back. That is about $3.5 million that is encumbered. Some of it has been paid out to the contractors. Others of it will still need to be paid upon completion by the end of June. Our largest expense that we have left coming up is the purchase of one-to-one devices for our high school students. We are planning on making that purchase, part of that purchase, over the next 2 months, with it every month purchasing enough for each grade level. We plan on having that purchase done by the end of June and those devices ready for our students to start next school year. So 11 people got that question correct. No worries. If you didn't, you'll have a chance on the next question. And there is our leader. I think I recognize that leader. Mr. Wade. Nice. Where is Mr. Wade? Look, he's trying to get an ideal spot in the back. Positioning himself. All right, are we ready for question 2? If you haven't figured out, you do need to look up and down, both of them. So here we go. Question number 2. All right, we have all 37 answers. Let's see what they are carrying in. Uh-oh, 38. We had someone added in. It is new classroom furniture. Over the last 3 weeks, we have had shipments 1 to 3 Saturdays ago, and then this past Saturday, we have had 2 semis arrive at our high school Saturday morning at 8 a.m. And at that time, we have unloaded each Saturday over 400 pieces of furniture, bringing them into the high school. Right now, at the end of this week, we will have had 18 classrooms renovated with new furniture in them. The goal for the end of the grant is we will have 61 classrooms completed by the end of June. So we are excited, we are rolling. Every 3 weeks there's going to be another truck, 2 semis rolling in with over 400 pieces of furniture each time that they come in. Now, I just hope you were paying attention for the next question. So, Mr. Wade, looking to get a dinner out of this.
Whoa.
All right, moving on. Here we go.
All in.
Everybody's in. Let's see how everybody was paying attention. We had, over that time frame, over those 2 those last 3 weeks, 4 semis, 876 new pieces of furniture have arrived at our high school over the last 3 weeks. Huge thanks to Coach Trevisano, Coach Matt Gray, and our football players, who we could not get these items off of the trucks without their help. Each of the days we had about 20 football players. The first time we had juniors and seniors. This past Saturday we had freshmen and sophomores. The kids are unbelievable. Coach Trevisano, Coach Gray, unbelievable. Our custodial staff, absolutely phenomenal. We could not make these changes without the help of our football team, our coaches, with our awesome custodial staff helping on that Saturday. It would never happen. We unloaded we had just over 400 pieces this past Saturday, and those 400 pieces were unloaded in under 2 hours. These kids didn't stop. We had one semi come in at 8. The next one wasn't supposed to come in till 11, but we moved it up to 10. It arrived early at 9:15, and by 9:50, all 400 pieces of furniture were not only off the truck, they were into the high school and into the appropriate spot, waiting for the classrooms to get finished so that we could move it in. So I appreciate all of their help. All right, so let's see, 17 people were listening to the question before. We are moving on to the next question. Very good. Mr. Wade moved out of the lead. Glad to see that. All right, here we go.
Wow. What happened to my phone?
All right, all answers are in. Over 400 students. A huge piece of this grant is providing our students opportunities to take classes that we could not offer here at Mentor High School because of the low numbers of students that will be in them. Actually, one of the highest course right now, we have 71 students who are signed up to take an ACT, SAT prep. Where is Victoria? She had to go out. Victoria was going to have lead that class, but so you know that is the highest one. But other offerings, such as in criminology, we have other courses. The Gen Yes course, the one that you saw up there, is an opportunity for students to take some coursework on IT, learning IT skills. And then the students from that Gen Yes course will be located in our hub and be first line of IT support, since we are infusing our high school with so many devices next year. So we are really looking forward to all of the online, and we were pleasantly surprised to see well over 400 students choose to take an online course next year. That doesn't include all of the sophomores who are going to be taking their health course online as well. That does not include them. This is the elective courses that we are offering. So we are very excited about that. Moving on to our next question. A few more here.
Mr. Jingley.
All right, all answers are in. The correct answer is 12. Let's take a look at our leaderboard before I talk about this so I don't go past it. Mr. Wade trying to make his crawl back up to the top. Very good. So working with Mr. Wade and Mr. Luciano, we were able to make a little bit of a switch in our professional development opportunities. We used our staff meeting time as well as some other banked time that we had, and we turned our 1-hour staff meetings into 2-hour professional development sessions. These happen once every month. They are happening in the months of January, February, March, and in May. And what we have done is we've taken the advantage of our district coaches as well as some great teacher leaders in our building, and we offer 12 different sessions that our teachers can choose to further their knowledge on the blended learning path. And so we're very excited about these opportunities that the staff members have, and again, could not do that without the fantastic district coaches as well as our teacher leaders who are willing to share their knowledge. So those professional development sessions have been going fantastic. All right, 2 more questions here. 2 more questions. An opportunity to catch up. It is a close race. Got him? All right, everybody's in. Oh, we ran that all the way out. Okay, so the reason I have a picture of Junan up here is he is one of our grant evaluators. We have 2 grant evaluators. The first one is Junan from the University of Maryland, and the second one is Andrew McKetchin, and he is from North Carolina State University. These 2 gentlemen came in a couple of weeks ago. We had it all planned out, perfect days where they could visit our high school, spend some time talking to our staff, spend some time talking to our students, and then they were going to also go over to Kirtland High School and visit their staff and students. Great days, Thursday and a Friday, well planned out, and then we had 2 snow days. But it actually worked out really well that we were able to really sit down, not be rushed with them, and had some great conversations and worked out the finer details of collecting information for our grant. So we are really excited to welcome them back. They will be back at the end of April, April 29th and April 30th and May 1st. They will be back in our district, and then they will have an opportunity to talk to our staff and our students and just get an update of what is our starting point with the blended learning at the high school. How are we doing? What is the movement that you see? Talk to the teachers, talk to the students. Hopefully even reach out to some parents as well and get your thoughts as how we are doing. We don't expect these to be glowing results as we are just starting this process, but we look forward to using that information to make what we are doing on our blended learning path that much better. So we are excited to have them back in just a couple of months. All right, on to our last question. Let's take a look at our leaderboard. All right, who is Mr. Jingling? Anybody going to own up to that? Nobody.
Who wants to claim it?
Nobody wants to claim it. Mr. Baker, I see. Is it Mr. Baker? All right, I might be behind Mr. Baker. All right, I see that laugh. Take him down, Mr. Baker. Get this question quick. All right, here we go. Last question.
Oh, yeah.
For green? I wouldn't have my head.
Look at Bill. He's grinning.
Okay, our Paradigm is going to be 16,000 square foot. Paradigm is our professional development center that we are building in the back lot. The reason I saved that for last is I wanted to give the board an update of the progress of the Paradigm Center. Right now, we are currently about 3 weeks behind. The weather has set us behind we needed 3 days in a row where we had it 20 degrees so that we could lay the block and that the steel could be raised. Unfortunately, we have had the coldest recorded month in February, and thus we were not able to have 3 days where it was 20 degrees or above to lay the block. So that has set us behind about 3 weeks. But there is a little positive note in that the state of Ohio just came out with an opportunity to carry over part of the grant money. And so it is an application process that we have to go through. We are currently putting in that time and energy to go through that application process to put some of the money in the grant in carryover so that it can protect us in case we cannot catch up. Our contractor has assured us that they still are going to try to have completion date of being June 30th, but if they don't, we do have a fallback with the carryover application. I will update the board at next month's board meeting. Hopefully I'll have an answer from the state on that. All right, let's take a look at our leaderboard. Come on, Mr. Jingling. Nice, Mr. Jingling. Got it all. So we're going to take an end here. Now, the one nice thing about this is on your phones you're going to have an opportunity to rate this quiz. So you can talk about your learning, your fun scale, how you are feeling while you took this quiz, and give your information. The nice thing I also want to show you, I'll let you finish that up as people are rating it. All right, we'll give 2 more minutes here, or 2 more seconds. All All right, we're going to go to the final results. Nice piece when we talk about assessment, which is how I started off talking about how it's so important as an educator to get feedback on the students and how well they are performing. Great piece of Kahoot is that it gives me the information of how each student did. And I would be able to go through and see which questions they were successful on and maybe which questions they struggled on, so that I could spend more time on pieces and parts of the information that we have gone over. So as an educator, it's a quick way of gauging the students' understanding of the topic that they are covering. So, members of the board, I certainly will take any questions that you have, and I look forward, again, thanking you for the opportunity to update you, and look forward to next month and keeping you updated on the Straight A grant. Any questions? Fantastic.
Thank you, Mr. Lynch. Thank you. Sure.
Thank you, Mr. Lynch. Well done once again. I'm just curious to the students in the audience, and it's okay if you haven't, I'm just curious, how many of you have used Kahoot in your classroom? Wow, that's great. Okay, thanks. Good to know. It is my pleasure at this time to present our board member, Mrs. Mary Briner, with the Ohio School Board Association's 2014-2015 Award for Achievement for the Northeast Region. Each year, the Ohio School Board Association presents an award of achievement to board members across the state who have demonstrated dedication to self-improvement, service to their association, and work on behalf of their own board. OSBA is pleased to inform us that the Mentor Exempted Village Schools is among the districts with a board member receiving this prestigious award in 2015. Of the more than 3,400 board members in Ohio, only 58 will receive this honor. Mentor Public Schools is proud of the efforts put forth by Mrs. Mary L. Briner. The Award of Achievement was presented at the OSBA Regional Spring Conference in Canton last Wednesday, March 4th. Mrs. Briner is receiving the Award of Achievement in recognition of her commitment to training and leadership activities on their boards of education in region and statewide OSBA activities. Congratulations, Mary.
I would just like to say thank you to Ohio School Board Association. Their programs and training are of great value and wonderful to help us school board members to navigate our way through the positions that we do here. Also, I'd like to thank my family for their support and their patience and sharing me my time and my energy to do something that I truly love. Last but not least, I would like to thank the teachers, support staff, and also the administrators in the Mentor School District. Your enthusiasm, your spirit, and your energy and everything that you do every day, I'm very proud of it. It makes our job a lot easier, and I'm very proud that I'm an alumni of Mentor Schools, and I just love being involved here. I can't think of any place I'd rather be. So thank you, and keep up the great work.
Thank you, Mrs. Briner. I'm going to do my last part from the podium, if that's okay. Mr. President, members of the board, I'm recommending approval of agenda item C1 related to certified staff, C2, C3, and C4, all related to human resource matters, and D related to administrative staff.
So moved.
Second.
Mary.
Yeah.
Please call the roll, Mr. Olson.
Mrs. Briner?
Yes.
Ms. Miller?
Yes.
Ms. Jisling?
Yes.
Mr. Tuttle?
Yes.
Thank you. At this time, I'm going to ask Mr. McKnight to come up on stage and join me. I'm excited to introduce Mr. Ryan McKnight as the Unit 10 Principal for the 2015-2016 school year at Mentor High School. Ryan received his undergraduate degree at Bowling Green State University and his master's degree in educational administration from Cleveland State University. Ryan began his teaching career as a physical education teacher with Euclid City Schools and then spent some time with Willoughby Eastlake Schools as a PE health teacher. For the past 2 years, Ryan has been the assistant principal at Perry High School. Ryan enjoys spending time with his wife, Kylie, and 2 sons, Brady, age 9, and Gavin, age 6, and is proud to continue his career at his alma mater. I'd like to introduce Ryan McKnight.
Thank you very much. Good evening, Mr. President, members of the board, Mr. Miller, Mr. Wilson. I would like to thank Mr. Miller, Mr. Wade, and the entire Board of Education for allowing me the opportunity to contribute to the positive reputation of educational excellence that's been established within the Mentor schools. Long ago, I made a promise to myself that if I ever had the opportunity to return to the schools I took so much pride in attending, I would do everything in my power to make sure educational excellence was established and continued. I'm very excited to be afforded that opportunity and believe that the culture for success has been established under the current leadership team of board members, school administrators, and teachers. Moving forward, I anticipate providing 21st century learning opportunities to all of our students while developing independent problem-solving skills, critical thinking skills, and authentic student learning experiences. I believe it's important for each one of our students to feel they are a valued member of their school as well as the community, and I'll work to ensure students develop a vision for who they want to be, what they want to do, and how they're going to get there. It all starts with meeting the needs of each one of our students and their 21st century thinking opportunities and learning opportunities. Our leaders of tomorrow are no longer confined to the classroom, and we will continue to network with key players both in the school and the community to provide learning opportunities that exceed some of the state standards currently held today. In closing, I'd like to take a quote from the great Vince Lombardi. Perfection is not attainable, but if we chase perfection, we will catch excellence. I look forward to many successful years to come and know that by working together, we will catch excellence. Thank you.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you. This concludes my part of tonight's agenda.
I don't know if they want to stay.
We'll be done in 10 minutes.
Yeah, we'll be done.
Okay, go ahead.
Dan, do you want me to take care of the business item?
Yes.
Or do you want? Okay.
Please.
All right, next part of the agenda would be under Board of Education report and recommendations. I'd ask for the board's approval of a resolution to enter into a service contract with the Educational Service Center of Cuyahoga County effective July 1st, 2015.
So moved. Second.
Questions, comments? Please call the roll, Mr. Wilson.
Mrs. Briner?
Yes.
Ms. Miller?
Yes.
Ms. Jisling?
Yes.
Mr. Tuttle?
Yes.
Thank you.
And the legislative report. As many of you already know, testing is a hot topic. Well, it's a hot topic in the State House in Columbus. The Ohio General Assembly is engaged in a lot of conversation about assessments. The amount of testing, the type of tests, and the uses of tests are at the forefront of the discussion. The legislature is currently considering changes to the testing system in 3 separate bills. If some of you picked up that there's quite a few changes been proposed, I just want to highlight a couple of them. I'm not going to read them all. House Bill 7, sponsored by Rep. Jim Buckey of Greenville, he proposes that prohibits schools from using a student's score on a state assessment in this school year to make decisions about retention, promotion, or the granting of course credit. In addition, he he wants to protect districts from losing state foundation funding if students opt out of the state assessments. I've also provided House Bill 74. That's got 26 provisions changing the current status. I'm not going to even go into that. If you're interested, you can go through them. House Bill 64, which is the budget bill. Two of the changes are as follows. Limiting the administration of state assessments and district-wide assessments to 2% of the school year. Doing the math, that equals 3.6 days per year. I believe that's a reduction from what we've already experienced this year. So it's a positive movement. Will it go there? We'll have to wait and see. Limiting the amount of time spent on preparation for state assessments to 1%. That becomes 1.8 days. So in number of hours, I think perhaps, Mr. Wilson, you can do that number. But so I just wanted to share those with you, and thank you. Next on the agenda, Mr. Wilson.
Yes, thank you. It's recommended the financial statements for the month of February 2015 be accepted and placed on file for audit.
So moved.
Second.
Please call the roll, Mr. Wilson.
Mrs. Briner?
Yes.
Ms. Miller?
Yes.
Ms. Jisling?
Yes.
Mr. Tuttle?
Yes.
Next, recommend approval of one investment transaction for the month of February, one-year certificate of deposit with Lake National Bank as presented in Exhibit 7-B.
So moved.
Second.
Please call the roll.
Ms. Miller?
Yes.
Ms. Jisling?
Yes.
Mrs. Briner?
Yes.
Mr. Tuttle?
Yes.
It's recommended the Board of Education approve the interfund transfers listed in Exhibit 7-C.
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll, Mr. Wilson.
Ms. Jisling?
Yes.
Mrs. Briner?
Yes.
Ms. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Tuttle?
Yes.
It's recommended the Board of Education approve the appropriation modifications listed in Exhibit 7-D.
So moved. Second.
Please call the roll, Mr. Wilson.
Ms. Miller?
Yes.
Mrs. Briner?
Yes.
Ms. Jisling?
Yes.
Mr. Tuttle?
Yes.
It's recommended the Board of Education approve the supplemental appropriations listed in Exhibit 7-E.
So moved.
Second.
Please call the roll, Mr. Wilson.
Ms. Jisling?
Yes.
Mrs. Briner?
Yes.
Ms. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Tuttle?
Yes.
It's recommended the Board of Education approve the payment of an invoice listed in Exhibit 7-F.
So moved.
Second.
Please call the roll, Mr. Wilson.
Ms. Miller?
Yes.
Ms. Jisling?
Yes.
Mrs. Briner?
Yes.
Mr. Tuttle?
Yes.
And finally, it's recommended the Board of Education approve the tax rate certification presented by the Lake County Budget Commission found in Exhibit 7-G.
So moved.
Second.
Please call the roll, Ms. Wilson.
Ms. Jisling?
Yes.
Ms. Miller?
Yes.
Mrs. Briner?
Yes.
Mr. Tuttle?
Yes.
That completes my items.
Any unfinished business, Mr. Wilson?
No.
Mr. Miller?
No, sir.
New business? Hearing of the public, second on any subject? Hearing none? We will not be going into executive session. We have a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Mary. Please call the roll, Mr. Wilson.
Mrs. Briner?
Yes.
Ms. Miller?
Yes.
Ms. Jisling?
Yes.
Mr. Tuttle?
Yes.